And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Central Texas has been forever changed by the deadly floods that happened on the 4th of July. Now there will be opportunity to hear from people in those affected communities. Filmmaker Shawn Welling is working on a new documentary. The working title is River of Angels and will focus on firsthand accounts from survivors, first responders, civic leaders, and volunteers. Shawn Welling joins us now here in the studio. Shawn, what was it like to be there on the ground and to hear those stories from individuals who have been changed forever?
It was by all means very difficult, but we were in some ways helping the individuals heal. That's what they told us, at least. It was a sacred.
And was that by telling their stories, almost like a form of therapy for them?
Well, what they said is some of the press and some of the bloggers came in to find out who was to blame, who went wrong, and that's not the story they wanted to have heard, and it wasn't time for that.
Right.
They wanted somebody to come in and tell the human stories of survivors, of heroes, and of people that had lives lost, that they didn't want ever to have those people forgotten. My wife grew up in her hometowns in Kerrville, so it was.
And you're very familiar with this area.
Yes, I went to Camp Rio Vista. So this was about Kerrville people telling the story in the most elegant, beautiful way, if you can even use that word, but certainly sensitive to the people of Kerr County.
Let's take a look at some of the video that you have brought back there, Shawn. Now, what are we looking at here? Are we looking at, is that a still photo? Is that video? And what are you doing on the ground when you, how do you approach people? Because that's always a difficult situation for reporters.
Yes.
You know, they've just lost a family member or they've lost their homes and you're knocking at the door, can I talk to you?
Yes, nobody was approached. This is all pre-set up. A producer in Kerr County really is the area, set up the interviews of the first responders, all the fire departments, every single person that really felt it was time for them to tell their story. And we are going back to now talk to other people that weren't ready, that are ready now. So what you're seeing on the footage is our first day there was plenty of water still raging through the Guadalupe. We came up, I would say, 6 to 7 days after July 4th, shortly after that. And so devastation was fresh. That was part of what we wanted to do, is be there when it was still happening and fresh in people's minds.
And just like a reporter out covering a devastating story like this, Shawn, did you find yourself at some point overwhelmed where it brought tears to your eyes and made you emotional?
When we got closer to Camp Mystic, I was running at Camp Mystic in the Guadalupe. Actually, we were in the water of the Guadalupe. That's where you could feel the horror most poignant and most difficult to be in that place. And we all said to ourselves that night, we felt somewhat, for sure we were haunted by that, and we definitely were impacted in a way that I've never been impacted in my whole life.
When you put this documentary together, and obviously, or hopefully you'll have a screening there with them first. Look at me, being your publicist here and marketing director, but what do you want them to walk away after seeing what you have put together and how they've trusted you with their stories? What do you want them to walk away feeling?
That trust wasn't broken, that we honored them, and that we told the stories that needed to be told that weren't being told of the survivors, and we want them to never be forgotten, ever.
And what's the timeline? How hopeful are you? How soon do you think, or it takes as long as it takes to get it together?
We will be ready to have our screening when the emotions of Kerr County are ready for it to be seen. We're not going to wait around. We've already editing and getting this done. And
so you're kind of waiting and judging with them and getting their opinion as well when they feel like it's right to tell their story, or to release it rather.
Yeah, and they want us back up there right away. They have more for us to do.
All right, Shawn Welling, we appreciate it and great job, and we'll of course follow this with you here on The Factor.